A Tamil person here to the Sinhalese people, or rather to those who are back home. If anyone is watching, interesting if you're watching, I don't know what you're doing on my channel. Okay, so one, it's just the most common curious question. If you have any questions that you're asking, if you're wondering whether we are looking to bring back the LTT or revive them, no, we're not. One, because that would give the Sri Lankan government more reasons to arrest and indiscriminately arrest and kill a lot of Tamil men and women, run rape camps and murder them. So we're not going to bring them back for that. Two, we've already lost around 150,000 people for the last 30 years of war. Plus, there is still a lot of discriminations happening around our homeland. And another reason is because we can't afford to lose any more people. We have been pushed back over 50 years. Our population has declined a lot. Those that live there are either suffering from poverty, malnourishment, or loss of members of their family. Any earning potential is gone. They are suffering because they have lost the main earners. I think I've said that before. Main earners. There are women-led households that are being exploited by people. There are ungodly amount of people that are disabled or have amputations or have some sort of ailment because they were experimented on. This is just from news I heard on Reddit. And also, we rather not lose any more lives. We don't want to lose any more lives. Sure, we want to be able to remember those that died, but we don't want to bring them back. If we bring them back, the government is prepared for us, and they will kill everyone this time, most likely. We don't want to bring them back. If we do, we want to be able to make sure that they are capable of fighting for us and winning. And we don't want to do that. Sure, we want a separate country, but can we handle it? Can we? Because people are leaving, lots in troves. Government is secretly encouraging the southerners to encroach up in the north, and that is driving people to leave the country. People in Manalar or other way, Olive, something. They named it differently. People there have disappeared. We don't want to bring them back because we will get a bad rap for in the community. Lots of mothers have lost their sons and daughters. Lots of children have lost their families. There's a lot of orphanages in Sri Lanka. Before the war, or before the pogroms happened, there was no orphans in our country. There were in India and in other countries, but our country did not have orphanages, especially up in the north and east. Because of this war, the 30-year plus war that happened in Sri Lanka, there are more orphans in our countries, or people with disabilities, or loss of limbs, loss of sight, loss of hearing, loss of vision. It's pretty much the same as sight, it's the same thing. And with long-term pains. For example, there are bullets lodged in their bones, in their spines. People can't even tie their own shoelaces. They have both their arms missing, both their legs missing. Some women don't even have arms up to here. So the whole thing is gone because of this war. I'm not gonna say anything bad about the LTT. I will say bad about the government because they did indiscriminately bomb us and created this problem in the first place. But it's all gone now. This is a request to politicians, especially the bhikkhus. Stop fear-mongering people. There is no LTT gonna rise from the grave and say, hey, I'm back. No, they're not gonna say that. But even if they do, they won't have any support because of what happened. if the LTT do come back, they won't have the same leadership as before, the same tunnel vision leadership that they had before. This time there are too many people that want to lead. One, two, none of the leaders or politicians want to serve the community. Unlike before, they were community orientated. They actually had a country, a de facto state that had banks, courts, police, justices, courts, which is the same, schools, and everything. They had everything to prove that they were trying to become a country. This time, you'd be lucky if that person sticks around after you pay them a bit of money, or rather raise a bit of money for them. They will most likely run away with the money to a Western country or down south and say, I'm representing the Tamil people, while still sucking on the 𝐭𝐡𝐢𝐬 or Mahinda Rajapaksa's dick. There is one guy we could trust, but he doesn't have much support. He's being let down and rather backstabbed by all the people that say they'll help him. Archana, Dr. Archana. Oh, Archana? I'm not too sure. I don't know his name properly. Let's see if he does bring any change. Unlike the last politician, he was a henchman of the Mahinda Rajapaksa clan. The Rajapaksa clan. Apparently he got paid by them for not speaking in the UN assembly about the genocide that happened, although that genocide is in question us because everyone has to agree that it was a genocide. Even though they're all self-serving bastards out there, they have to agree that it was a genocide, otherwise it's not going to be a genocide. They perpetrated it in the first place. They armed them, they gave them intelligence, they trained them, they rubbed their back, they wiped their ass, and then they brushed off everyone's criticisms. Then they backed them up in the international theatre. And you expect them to say, oh yeah, this is genocide, we have to help these Tamil people. No, they won't do that. It's not how it works. I don't think many Tamil folks will like this video. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to bring back the LTT. If we do, we're the most stupidest people there are. Even if we do bring back some other organization that resembles LTT, it would be futile and pointless. One, because the government will use that as an excuse to wipe out as many able-bodied people as there is to become, and that will drive more of us to flee the country. I, for one, don't want to stay in this country. One, because this is not my home. Every time I go outside, I am either disappointed with my life's choices, or I am constantly questioning as to why I'm still in this country. This is the UK. I have family here, and ideally I would like to go back home.